Strømgren Kompani is one of the most stable independent companies in Norway, maybe even in Scandinavia. We produce at least one show each year, but also, well, but next year we're going to have 5 premieres. And actually all of them are going to be co-productions.
Nationally or internationally?
Both national and international. And they are very different. So that's my one point, is to say I think each co-production is going to be different from your next one, because each partner is different. They can put in different things into the project. We put in different things into the project. So it's never the same. And every time you have to make an agreement that's different. Of course you learn from your past co-productions, but every time it's different. And that's maybe the most important thing. Look out for that, look out for the differences, and be very, very clear about what you can put into it, so that there will be no misunderstandings later on. And also be very clear about what are your what is the Strømgren Kompani responsibilities, what is the other company's responsibilities, and also maybe there's even maybe there's a co-production between 2 or 3 companies, or 1-2 companies. Like for instance, we're doing next year a co-production with a Dutch theater company called Ulrike Quade, and we didn't know until a couple of months ago if she had funding or not, because of the cuts, you know. She had to apply again, and we said, we don't know if we can actually collaborate with you, because maybe you have funding, or maybe not, and this is very difficult for us. But we decided to trust, and also Figurteatret in Nordland was collaborating with us, so we knew that we would have some means anyway if she was cut, and we wanted to go through with the productions. And thankfully she got subsidized, so that's very good. So so we have to, and concerning that production, she is a puppet artist and an actress and also a director, and Yu is the director and is also bringing in light design or sound design, and he's also going to have to do something about the costumes. And so, but we have to be very, very clear when we write the agreement, and Geir Ove is going to start writing it soon about what's for each company to put into it.
And maybe also what's after.
And also what's after, which is very important, because we always make productions that tour for many years. And for instance, our last production that we made with Ulrike, the writer, is still touring. And we used to have 2, for instance, technical teams, 1 Norwegian team and 1 Dutch team. But after a while she took over the production more, but it's still touring under the name of all 3 companies, because Figurteatret was still in it. And we still get to count the audience seats, you know, which is also important. And
but no income.
But no income. We made an agreement where we said that when Ulrike plays shows in Norway or abroad that the Strømgren Kompani has arranged, we get the income, and Ulrike gets a fee as a performer. But when she arranges the tour herself, we don't get any income. We could have said we wanted a small royalty, but we decided not to do that.
Maybe more expensive to run the administration of that than to...
Yeah, and the other thing is the administration thing, because as Stefan also said, it's important when you co-produce that both administrations understand each other and are stable. Because if one of the administrations doesn't really work, it's very, very, very hard to co-produce, because maybe the 2 artists can talk together and have fun on stage and want to produce, but if the 2 general managers don't talk, or never talk, or don't answer emails or whatever, it's very, very difficult. And also that's also where a co-production can well, dissemble.
Yeah.
So that's what I think, that's part of what my point would be. It's making very, very clear what are your responsibilities. And you asked me in an email, what's the difference between co-producing internationally and co-producing nationally? And I would say for Strømgren Kompani, when we co-produce internationally, it's always an artistic co-production.
And do you call it a co-production if you goes to Malmö and make a?
No, we didn't when he went to Malmö. No, that's. You, of course, is a very busy man, and he is been used all over the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes when he also brings his artistic team, and that's the artistic team from Strømgren Kompani, which would be the light designer and the sound designer.
Yeah.
We can, and it's interesting for us, and it's interesting for the other company that he's working with, to make it a co-production, and we sometimes do.
Yeah.
But that's also because the subject of the production is within the artistic idea of Strømgren Kompani. Like for instance, we did a co-production with Napa in Greenland called Polaroid, and that production looked like Strømgren Kompani production. It was under the significant artistic signature of what the company does. So that's why we try to. So we sometimes, so sometimes we do that, and then we don't bring any actors in. But then again, the actors of the company change maybe for each production. So the artistic core of Strømgren Kompani is him, and the sound designer and the light designer.
Could I ask one question? Or and if you make a co-production, for example, with an institution like HT or
then it's also with the HT. It was they came to us and asked if we could do a show together, and they were interested not only in you but in the company. So they also wanted a production that was under the artistic signature of how the company works, and then so we brought the whole artistic team up there. And we also, Irene Reppen she wanted us to make a show about the nordområdekonflikten. That was her. We need a show about the nordområdekonflikten, about the conflict in the north with the borders.
In Russia,
so
you
said, okay, that's what you want us to do, but I will have to do it my way. And he did. So he made a show called The Borders. And it looks very much like a Strømgren Kompani performance, and actually now he performs in it himself. So he's back on tour again.
So the actors stay behind in the theater?
That's the problem of him. If you co-produce with a theater, that the actors are stuck up in the theater, and you can have them for like a designated period, maybe a couple of weeks here and there. And so what we had to do was say, okay, we make this production, you get to play it, and we also co-produced it with Agder Teater, so they're going there for a period. But we also have to have the rights to double cast it or triple cast it, so we can do it whenever we need to, or
And
of course, putting you in it wasn't very smart, because he's never
he's back on tour after 15 years.
Because he's so busy. But he's been around. Last year he was just in Skopje performing it.
And was that in kind or in cash, or how is that working?
That was both.
That was both
in kind and in cash. They gave us some money, but we also put money into it. And they, of course, we were up there and rehearsing it up there. But
you didn't give them money. We
didn't give them money, but we said we will cover some of the expenses. Because we are on the base funding, so it's easier for us to also. And I think it's important that we can come in with some means as well. And say, because when you do that, you can't be eaten by the institution, because you have your own strength also economically. So that's really important.
Yes.
Great. Time's up.
Thank you very much.